Hey everybody, this is Casey here again with Aligned Astrology, and I'm here to talk about the full moon lunar eclipse exactly in Virgo on March 14th. This full moon eclipse is a time of letting go. When we think about the sign of Virgo, it's the feminine yin double-bodied sign of the zodiac. This earth sign is a very meticulous sign. We can think about Virgo as the virgin. Virgo likes to be perfect, but it's an opportunity here to let go of our perfectionisms, let go of things that put us in a box. And today we're going to talk about the 12 zodiac signs through rising sign horoscope so we can get a gist of where these different things are occurring in our lives and what we need to really let go of. So we're going to go ahead and pull up the chart. And we are going to start with our Aries risings. As an Aries rising, you will be experiencing this full moon eclipse in the sixth house. The sixth house can be correlated with our health, the health of our physical body, sometimes our mental health. It can be correlated with our work, our day to day work, like the work of chopping wood and carrying water, the work that we do in order to see resolve, see change. It can also be our service, how we provide service to the people around us. This full moon can be a time of letting go of what we think our service needs to look like, what we think the opportunity for us to provide service needs to be for us to be received positively. When we look at this full moon, it's going to be in a trine aspect to Uranus in the second house. So maybe our service is providing us with financial gain. Maybe we need to look less at what we're receiving for our service and focus more on what our service needs to be. And if we are in need of the financial abundance, maybe our service needs to change in this case. We just had that new moon in Pisces in the 12th house, so maybe a lot of different things came up to our awareness that we weren't too aware of. And as an Aries rising, this is giving you the opportunity to make that change. It's time to let go of something so that way something new can come in. And now we can move forward to our Taurus risings. If you watched the last video with the Pisces new moon, you noticed that I skipped over Pisces rising. So I had to make another video just for our Pisces risings so they could get their reading. Definitely won't be happening in this video. So our Taurus risings will be experiencing this full moon in the fifth house. The fifth house is correlated with our creative expression. It can be correlated with our children as well. Having the trine aspect between Uranus and this moon from the first house can show a dramatic change in perspective for our ability to offer creative insight to the communities that we may be a part of, and possibly just transforming ourselves from the inside out. Having the ruler of this moon, Mercury, in the 12th house in Aries, coming in conjunction with our chart ruler Venus, is just like a re-envision, a revisualization, revolutionization of ourselves, just how we choose to approach our creativity in a different way and share it with the world around us without the care or need for it to be a certain way, but just coming from that authentic place. Having Mercury and Venus in conjunct in Aries is like, let's just go for it without even a thought. So let that desire to be perfect go in the realm of creativity. Taurus risings, see what comes up as you do so. Moving forward to our Gemini risings. Our Gemini risings, not Cancers, but our Gemini risings will be experiencing this moon, this full moon, in the fourth house. Now, the fourth house is our home, it's our place of solitude, the place we go to relax, be free, and be ourselves. It's an opportunity for us to see the deeper parts of our experience. And having a trine aspect from Uranus to this moon in the fourth house is bringing to clarity, bringing to light our internal world and what we need to change, what we need to let go of on the inside in order to be free and express ourselves on the outside. Having the ruler of this moon in the 11th house in Aries is just opening a door for us to be ourselves in community, and express whatever creative aspects we're interested in sharing with this community out. And it's going to be important for us to release the care, release the desire to be perfect. It seems like everybody's letting go of this ideal that we hold ourselves to. So Gemini risings, notice where this transformation of self is coming up in the eyes of the community, at home, and in our speech, in our conversation with the people around us. For our Cancer risings, this full moon is going to be in our third house, our day-to-day experiences. In traditional astrology, the moon is in its planetary joy in the third house. So having the moon move through its planetary joy is just giving us the opportunity to find freedom of meticulous day-to-day mundane doings, and just open a door for free-flowing creative aspect to come in. Mercury is preparing to go retrograde in our 10th house of career and public roles, so it's an opportunity for us to be letting go of a career, letting go of our desire to be seen in our public role, and just coming into a new experience of what it means to just let ourselves take action and be seen for what we do. For our Cancer risings, allow yourself to experience this change. Moving on to our Leo risings, this places the moon, the full moon, into the second house. And having a full moon in the second house can be correlated with our assets, can be correlated with our self-worth. It's usually the things that are connected to us but aren't actually us. And having Uranus in the 10th house in a trine aspect to the second house can show that there may be something in regards to career that is changing, that is opening the door for us to let go of something that we're closely connected to. Take these things into consideration and understand that this could be a relationship. This could be something that has to do with what you're learning and ideals, particular values. Values around your career may be changing in order for something new to come in, maybe possible financial gain. But whatever it is, there's something that you're connected to, something that may hold attachment in your experience that you need to let go of in order for a new experience to flow in. Moving on to our Virgo risings. Virgo risings, you get to experience a full moon lunar eclipse in the first house. And having a full moon lunar eclipse in the first house is a dramatic letting go of yourself, of this box that you hold yourself in, this these beliefs that have guided you for so long up to this point. And now it's a time of undoing, a time of releasing in order to allow new to come in. Once again, Uranus in the 9th house is making that trine aspect to the moon. Oh, we're pulling things up. It's making a trine aspect to the moon here. And it's going to, I like to say, Uranus flips the table over. So when Uranus chooses to make that change in our ninth house of beliefs, of higher learnings, of religion, or even astrology, is the opportunity to change ourselves, release the way we see ourselves, and let go of any old karmic patterns that we've been a part of in order for this new shift, this new change in direction to come about. And I feel like later on in spring here, when Neptune moves into the eighth house, it's going to open the door for more so a divine guidance that overpowers the desire for the mind to take action. For Virgo risings, allow these things to settle in as this change arises in you. For Libra risings, as long as the chart moves forward, we can, yes, beautiful. For our Libra risings here, we will be experiencing this full moon in the 12th house. Now, as a Libra rising and experiencing this full moon in the 12th house, there will be a light shining into the realm of the subconscious mind. A lot of things coming up from below the surface, possible karmic things, a lot of karmic debts probably being paid or released. In this case, having Uranus in that trine aspect from the 8th house of karma, or the esteem of others. What are we changing within ourselves that are showing in our relationships? How are our relationships showing us ourselves and the changes that we need to make? What are we letting go of in relationships? When we look at Venus, our chart ruler, in the 7th house of one-on-one relationships, that just had a conjunction with Mercury, the ruler of this moon, it's just a great opportunity to see that our relationships can be like a mirror that show us the deepest parts of ourselves and give us the opportunity to make a change. It's important to notice that when we have these eclipses, this is a time of karmic cycling. So maybe you've been in an experience that seems very similar to this, and now it's an opportunity to make a different decision, go in a different direction. For our Libra risings, as a Scorpio rising myself, I've looked at this chart a number of times and I'm like, where is this hitting? Like, I can experience my own personal life and see what's happening, but just experiencing life and looking at the chart helps you to unfold so many different aspects of astrology that you weren't even aware of just by simply looking at a chart. As a Scorpio rising, this full moon in the 11th house of good fortune, of community, can show a time of letting go, but it's a time of letting go of how you may see yourself and share yourself with the community. So as we have Mercury, the chart ruler, in the 6th house of service, it's a great opportunity to notice the service that you provide to community based off of communication and connection, and let go of that desire to be perfect, that desire to want everything to be the way that you see it before you decide to share, and allow the free flowing emotion, the free flowing fantasy of Pisces energy to come through. Think about the seed that was planted in the new moon in Pisces. And as we look at this conjunction between Mercury, between Venus in the 6th house, these planets are going retrograde. Venus is retrograde. Mercury is going retrograde within the next couple of days, and it's going to retrograde along with Mercury back into the 5th house of creativity, back where Venus is exalted, and just give us the opportunity for a new awareness of our values, a new awareness of how we can offer our creativity through the connections that we have, through our experiences. So as a Scorpio rising, although you may be losing something, it's opening the door for something new to come in, an opportunity to express yourself in a new way. And as we move forward, we will find ourselves with Sagittarius risings. Sagittarius risings are going to experience this full moon lunar eclipse in the 10th house of career and public role. Now, depending on how old you are and how long you've lived your life for, doesn't necessarily have to do with your career. It can be just how you're seen in the public eye. But this is something that we're letting go of. As we have the 5th house holding the ruler of this full moon, Mercury, creativity, our children, or something that we find in our romantic life is changing. Something we need to let go of that's going to be seen in the public eye. It's a great opportunity for us to learn how to be of service in a new way, as Uranus plays its part in a trine aspect to this moon. How are we going to share ourselves in a different way? When we look at Venus and Mercury connecting in the 5th house, it can be a reinvention of how we offer ourselves in relationship, what we do in community, and what we need to be free of in order to really be of service in a way that we see fit. So as a Sagittarius rising, notice where there's time to let go. Notice as that you have the ruler of your chart in the 7th house of relationship. Notice what about yourself is changing, so that way you can show up differently in relationships. For our Capricorn risings, we're going to experience this full moon in Virgo in the 9th house. Now, the 9th house in traditional astrology can be seen as the house of God, whereas the 3rd house is the goddess. When we think about this 9th house, it is our higher learnings, it is our divine authority. I like to say it's the things that we seek for divine connection, whether it be religion, it can be astrology as our devotional practice. We can think of this as a devotional house. So this can be an opportunity to let go of something that we feel so deeply devoted to. And having this ruler of the full moon, Mercury in Aries in our 4th house of solitude, there can be something that we do behind closed doors, something that we do in a place of solitude that needs to be released, that needs to open the doors for a change. And this can lead to a transformation in our career, a transformation in our public role. When these two planets, Venus and Mercury, conjoined and are preparing to go retrograde in this 4th house, this opens the door for an opportunity for rethinking, an opportunity for pulling the slingshot back during our retrograde and letting it go to expand and experience life in an entirely different trajectory. When we think about these lunar eclipses, these solar eclipses, they are a time of karmic expression. So this can be a cycle that you may have experienced before, Capricorn risings. So as you release the thing that you may be holding on to, the thing that you may be desiring perfection around, it's important to be mindful of what changes come up for you internally. Now, as we move forward, we're going to experience the second Saturn ruled sign, Aquarius. And Aquarius is going to be experiencing this full moon eclipse in the 8th house. The 8th house can be considered as the house of karma. Like our karmic debts, the place that we can be seen by others, it can be considered the esteem of others here, as well as the blood bank. My teacher Adam, he likes to call this one the blood bank, because you can go here to receive from places outside of yourself. Now, the chart ruler Saturn recently met with the ruler of this full moon, Mercury, during or a day before our new moon in the second house. So this time of letting go can be closely correlated to our finances. It can be closely correlated to our creativity. It's just opening the door for an opportunity for a shift in our day-to-day perspective. And whatever it is that we will be letting go of is going to give us the opportunity as Aquarius risings to express ourselves in a new creative avenue and attract a different community. So as these things culminate for you, notice where the changes arise and be open to the change. As we experience this moon as Aquarius risings, this trine aspect from Uranus to the moon is going to be affecting us in the place of solitude. It can be considered the house of the occult as well. So as our home life, as our foundation is flipped upside down, plenty of clarity can come in and help us to make these changes. So we move from here, Aquarius risings. For our Pisces risings, to finish us off today, not Aries, but Pisces risings, we get to experience this full moon in the 7th house. So this one's wrapped around our one-on-one relationships. There may be a time of letting go of relationships or how we operate in these relationships. When we look at the chart ruler in the 2nd house, when we look at the full moon ruler, Mercury in the 2nd house, this can be an opportunity for us to notice if we have attachments that we need to be releasing. We're overlooking and rethinking different things in our relationship lives and possibly in our business experiences as well. As Mercury stations to go retrograde along with Venus, it can be a time of rethinking in regards to how we receive in our one-on-one relationships. If we do not offer enough in our one-on-one relationships, whatever it is, it's karmic. And it's important to understand that you may have been here before, Pisces risings. And during our new moon, Mercury was conjoined to Saturn in the 1st house for you. So this could have been a conversation that is culminating. This can take the opportunity for you to see how your day-to-day life may be changing, especially once again with Uranus in our 3rd house here in the trine aspect to this full moon. This is a positive change, but it may be an abrupt change. So just be mindful of what this experience brings for you, Pisces risings, as this full moon culminates. So that's everybody. I invite you to be mindful and present with whatever comes up, allowing all of the emotions to come in, and allowing yourself to surrender and notice where freedom can arise as limitations are released. If you are interested in booking a one-on-one personal reading with me, you can find my links in the bio as I read through the donation-based reading clinic with Nightlight Astrology. And on my own website, you can find me at aligned-astrology.com if you want to support me directly. Thanks so much for being here, and I'll see you next time. Happy full moon.